40-day thing going because it really needs to be chewed on about why this is so important. Okay, when you look at everything else going on in the world, everything is lining up. Okay, but this is God's time, not our time. If you go back into Genesis 7 and you continue to look at what God said he would do, and go back to I'm reading in the book. I actually got the screensaver up. And go back up to Genesis 7 and let's see, 4. When God said, he told Noah that in a week I will cause it to rain 40 days and 40 nights. Now, this is where people, again, confused. They think Noah was on the boat all that time. They were going in and out, preparing, okay? And so if you look at verse 4, it says, look, in 7 days I'm going to make it rain 40 days and 40 nights. Then I will destroy everything I have made off the face of the earth. Now remember, prior to verse 4, when you start in chapter 7, verse 1, God told Noah, he sent the word to build the ark, and I want you to put everything in the ark. This is what people are missing. Okay? So when you start from verse 1 in chapter 7, and it says, I found you righteous, you and your peeps. Okay? Now I want you to build this ark. Verse 2, he says, of every clean beast you shall take thee by sevens. That number, 7. See, this is what people are missing. Okay, depending on what kind of 501 garbage church you went to. Male and female, beast that are not clean by 2, and male and female. Also the fowls of the air by 7s. Male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth, the offspring. And then verse 4, he says, okay, in 7 days, I'm going to make it rain 40 days and 40 nights. Now, when you get into verse 5, Noah did what? He did according to all that God commanded him. What was that? That was before. That was verse 2 and 3. I want you to prepare. I want you to take all of these which I've told you to take and put them on the ark. So from verse 5 all the way down, it keeps saying, Noah he was 600 years old when the flood waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, him and his sons and his wives, into the ark because the waters of the flood. Now look at verse 8. Clean beast and not clean. Foul is verse 8. Everything that creep upon the earth. So they were going in and out, preparing. Okay? And people think, well, they were on. Again, I had to correct some folk. On TikTok, I said, no, they were not on the boat those whole 40 days. They had to do what God commanded Noah to do. I need you to take these, what I'm telling you to take, and put them on the boat. Because when you get to verse 17, which is the number of victory, okay, no, go to 16. This is the same I said as 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. Okay? 16, verse 16 in Genesis 7 tells you that they went into the ark and God shut the door behind them. The days of grace were over in that time. God was giving people on the earth grace. And you got to believe Noah was preaching to them, trying to get them right. Same way knuckleheads are today. Oh, you tripping. There ain't going to be no such thing as no rapture. See, and they were doing the same thing in Noah's day. They didn't believe. Noah kept telling them it's going to rain. And God said, if you don't get on this boat, that's a wrap for you. You tripping, Noah. We good. We out here doing our thing. And same thing today. Verse 17 in Genesis 7. It says, the flood waters was 40 days upon the earth. The government shut down. On the 40th day, these jokers come to an agreement. 10 Democrats decide to fold. Come to find out, Chuck Schumer been flipping the script behind the scenes, just like I said they was going to do. It's WWE TV. On TV, they cutting promos against each other. They in the ring scrapping. But then when the show is over, they in the locker room slapping high fives. Same thing happened in Parliament over there in France. They was tired of them doing that, and they overthrew it, okay? After Macron had set certain people in charge. Said, we ain't going for that. Well, y'all been faking and lying. And then behind the scenes, y'all buddy. So all that crap Schumer was talking, he making back deals. Now the Democratic Party is split. They beefing with each other. Okay. Jesus told him, Satan's kingdom divided cannot stand. All right. All governments on earth are Babylonian. Verse 17, 40 days. Okay. And the waters increased and bore up the ark. It raptured up the ark. It took it up. Okay. That's the same thing in 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. We go up, but it's on God's time. It ain't on your time. And it was lifted above the earth. And then you got verse 18 talks about the waters of the ark. The waters prevailed and increased greatly upon the earth. And the ark went up, okay, upon the face of the watchers. Hope y'all understand that this morning. There's a time to prepare. God told Pharaoh, you got 7 years to prepare, because in the 7 years of plenty, after that is coming 7 years of dearth. Okay? So take up the good in the storehouse, because the plenty cannot be known. The good cannot be known in the land during that time of 7 years of dearth, unless it will die. And God's people would die because you didn't take up the goods to feed them during that time. It's all about preparing. And what have people been doing? They've been preparing by their mouth and attitude. We're going to do this if we don't get that. And other people have been preparing to get ready with their Second Amendment justice of the peace. If you come near me while I'm coming out this grocery store, you're going to find out. So preparing has been happening. People have been preparing for a fall. People have been preparing to commit crime. Same thing that Noah was doing. He was doing it God had told him. He was preparing the ark. He was fulfilling it. He was putting what God told him to put in it. And then once that was done, the Bible says in Genesis 7 and 16 that he shut the door. Understand that? He shut the door that no man could open it. It was a wrap. And that's what it's about to be today. He's about to shut the door. And all these people that have been mocking and scoffing, and you've been in the flesh waiting for God. I'm sick of waiting. I'm blah, 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 blah. You better cut it out. You better cut it out. Peace out.